I know. So I know a lot of Hertfordshire players normally go and play for one particular team because the association and everyone, most of the coaches have been playing there. So have you ever thought about going to play for Blitz?
Right. When you ride a bench for so long, it, it's fantastic for a villain origin story. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you've sat on a bench long enough, you start to spew feelings and you start to find out things about yourself that you didn't know. You're like,
Yeah.
you know what? I actually don't like coaches. You know what? I actually aren't vibing with this person right now. You know what I mean? And if I don't get to see this person, it's not going to make my life that much worse, you know?
Okay.
And that, and again, it's my attitude of the best, right? I currently don't like that two teams in our country are holding all the star players hostage. And I know that
Ooh,
sounds a bit, and I know that sounds a bit, it
hostage.
is like they told you I was going to be controversial. They told you, Micah, that I was going to be controversial. Like, and I
Hostage.
genuinely feel like because of their status and because of their clout and because of what they can do. Because don't get me wrong, they are fantastic programs. I've trained with the Warriors and I've been like, oh wow, like these guys are not messing around. You know what I mean? And I've also seen a lot of the Blitz players, and likewise, like these guys aren't messing around. But I feel like if you go there, you're either not gonna play and you're stuck there, or you go there and you're just not going to improve because the people that they filled in are just too far gone and it isn't a place for development, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
And also, I kind of developed this slay the beast mentality. Like I said, there was a few coaches there that I wasn't vibing with, and I followed the game very, very hard, like hard, and I always rooted for the Warriors, and that was
Oh.
an indication that all right, maybe I'm not a Blitz guy, and maybe that's just it. Maybe it's the blue, maybe it's the blue and white. Maybe there's just something about the blue and white that just
Okay.
rubs me some type of way. But
Okay. So you said that there's a couple coaches you didn't vibe with. Who?
hey, man, I plead the fifth. I can't be saying names. Now tell a lie, tell a lie, tell a lie. I'll be honest, right? I'll be upfront. I'll be upfront and honest. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying. I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke.
Yeah.
In my final year, he grew on me. He grew on me a lot. Like in my first year, he grew on me a lot. Like I saw him, I was like, okay, cool. This guy's got an amazing brain. I like the function. I like the sorting out of it. Don't worry, I'll say his name at the end. I like the function. I like the sorting out of this. I like the organization of this. Boom. I mean, I want to impress this guy. Second year, I was like, all right, dude, I've been sacrificing a lot, man. Like, what is going on? Like, why have we got such a hard beef? Like, it felt like a proper just clash of what, and I think it's just because we were different personalities. And sometimes when you have two different personalities, they clash, and one doesn't understand one's way of working, the other
Yeah.
one doesn't understand the other ways of working, and it leads to a lot of beef. But we grew, we grew. I mean, I ended up realizing that, okay, man, he's different from the way that I thought he was and he's actually quite relaxed. He's quite friendly. He's quite funny. He's quite chilled. But it was Simon Hatcher.
Oh.
That was one of the guys. Yeah, which I know it seems weird because a lot of people like know him and a lot of people love him. Even myself, like I said, I grew to love and respect him. But we did clash, and it's because I'm a talker. You can tell, like I'm quite a personality. Like I like to
Yes.
talk. I like to express myself. I like to. It's how I get in the zone. But when you're in a coach that wants a lot of focus and discipline, and he's got his mindset in one way, you're always going to clash. Mind you, I did clash with a lot of my juniors coaches for the same reason. But that's what made Spartans great because they weren't trying to mold me, if that makes sense. They
Yeah.
didn't already have an idea of what a
They wanted.
perfect player would be. They just let me be. So I found out like if we had that more of that relationship at the beginning, then I feel like I would have warmed up a lot quicker. I would have been more willing to sacrifice a lot. But because we didn't have that relationship, it did sour my taste of the program a little bit. So
Okay. Fair enough.
yeah. And then obviously he worked with the Blitz for a bit, so that was another reason why I was like, cool. I've been tortured enough. I feel like I was I was under his I was under his watch long enough for me to go there and then volunteer myself for more shifts
Okay.
with the ward, so to
Okay.
speak.
Hmm. Fair enough. So, do you not want to test yourself like against that biggest best teams in the country, like in the Prem?
Um,
Do you not want to? Would you prefer to get there with Hertfordshire
yes,
and then
and I think
test each
that's what
other?
it is. That's what it is. It's become a love for the Cheetahs, and it's become a love that's so deep, and especially seeing us go from Div 2 to Div 1,
Yes.
and seeing the talent and the sacrifice made by a lot of the players there. I'm like, I would just even if we go and we have an 0-16 record or 0-8 record and we were packed by everybody, you know what I mean? To take us to that place, to get to that place with these groups of guys, and then to test, our will against them is the way I would like to do it, rather than leave the program and then go to a new program and then be like, oh, I'm playing against the best. But if that makes sense, I'd rather earn it. And now it's a commitment thing, and it's a loyalty thing. It's a wearing the colours for too long. It's a leading the field. It's like winning a championship and doing stuff like that. It's very hard to imagine wearing something else now. Like, and that's just pretty much it. Like I said, if the Spartans called, even though I had such a great experience there, I'd still say no, because I'm too the yellow and black stuff. It's
okay.
till I start playing. I reckon I'm pretty much stuck at that program.
Interesting. Because have you? All right. So have you ever thought about playing abroad?
Now, maybe 23-year-old me. 23-year-old me was intrigued with going to Europe. 23-year-old me was like, maybe we can push for the NFL if we dedicate and sacrifice literally blood and water and everything that we had. Like, maybe we could go all the way. But now, older me, especially the older I'm getting, I've had bad injuries, man. I've ruptured my Achilles, I've ruptured my patella, and doing both of those things has made me realize that it's a tough game. It's a tough sport to play. And then trying to do that, semi-pro, I commend everybody that does that, but that drive is kind of dwindled now. Like, I wanted to start my own business. I want to be around mental health. I want to help people feel better about themselves. I want to be a motivational speaker. It's more than going down the athletic route now. I want to do more different things other than just play football. Like, it's become more so now. It's become what I do, not who I am. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was who I am. So I was looking for avenues to go abroad, but no, it's not that attractive to me. Even if the NFL called, I'd say no.
Oh.
Just because that's not a road I want to walk now. Like, I just enjoy playing it, and I enjoy testing myself to the best of my abilities and the abilities of those around me and helping boost in the program rather than going to be a star somewhere else.
Okay, fair
That
enough.
being said, if a team came knocking and they were like, we want to pay you crazy amount of money to come and train and do what you love, I'm not going to be like, nah, you know what I mean? I'm going to be like, all right, cool, let me hear you out. Like, where do you train? You know what I mean? Like, what does your jersey look like? You know what I mean? But no, for now, I love what I do too much. And I don't have that bug anymore.
Fair enough. So, in the questionnaire, I asked if you had any bad blood against anyone in the game. You said yes, but you never gave any specific person or name. So I'm going to ask you for that now. And what actually, I want you to give me the reason why you have bad blood with this person, and then who it is.
Interesting. Right. So I was thinking in my brain, I was like, okay, fair enough. Like, who do I actually have bad blood with? And for a while, I was like, no, there was actually no one. Then I remembered that there was this guy, he won number 55 for Birmingham Lions, yeah. Till the day I die, till the day I never learned his name. I don't think I even looked at him long enough because it boiled my blood. Like, there was a game we played against them. Oh my day, divisional final game, yeah. We had them beat. It was like 24-0 by like halftime.
Yeah.
And they came back. And I remember the fourth quarter, this guy just wouldn't stop talking. He just would not stop. And I was good at separating, like, I'm like, oh yeah, it's an aggressive sport, but let's not try to kill nobody.
Yeah.
But when we played those guys, whenever it was him especially, I was like, I don't care. If I catch his body, say less. Like, so that guy I did not like. And I think, and funnily enough, yeah, I wore 55 as well. So I reckon it could have been a similarity thing mixed in with the rivalry thing. Because I'm not going to lie to you. I was giving it I was out there giving it all my biscuits. But yeah, I respected him as an athlete, but I did not care for this guy. I'm not going to lie to you.
So what position did he play?
O-line. He was on the line. I remember seeing him. Like, I closed my eyes. I can see him now lining up. Long range body kind of guy. But yeah, no, I didn't have no love for that dude.
Yo, number 55 from Birmingham Lions for what year? Between what periods? 2014 to 2018?
It would have been around 17 to 18.
Okay. 2017 to 2018. Anyone that knows who 55 was that played on the line at the Lions,
Yeah,
holler
no.
at your boy because
Yeah,
I
get
need
him
to
on the
get some
show. I want to
questions
hear his
going
interview.
on.
Yeah, I want to hear his interview. I want to hear his interview. It might be your only disliked video, but I want to. I ain't let that game go. I want to hear your interview. Yeah, but that dude, yeah, nah, I was not a fan of his. I was not a fan of his as well. But mind you, we had a bad rivalry with that team. Like there's a footage of their running back trying to take my knee out,
Ooh.
and if I didn't see him, yeah, that would have been a very, very messy injury. So yeah, I mean, but it's part of the sport. You have a rivalry with a team. You end up not liking the
Someone.
team, even their whole red kit. Like it was just
Yeah.
antagonizing to my being, and it was just it. Maybe I just joined a group too much, and I'm loyal to die for the cause. I think that's what the issue is. But yeah, I did not like the Birmingham Lions or that guy, number 55 for the Birmingham Lions. Yeah, no,
Fair
you're
enough.
not.
All right. So in the question again, I asked, was there a main reason for, was there a main player or persons that was the reason for your team losing? And you said attitude. You
Yeah.
said attitude. I want you to explain why you said that. What happened, and was it an important game?
Um. Right. So attitude has been a common reason as to why we lost. Like from uni to even summer leagues, you get one or two players, and I call these guys the winners in life, right? They get everything they want. Everything seems to fall in place. The stars seem to align. And when something goes wrong, right, rather than them to be like, cool, we can still survive, we can do all of this stuff, they straight abandon ship.
Oh,
I remember we had one game in my pretty sure it was Div 2 for the Cheetahs. We were playing Portsmouth, right? And it was the first time we lost to Portsmouth. And I remember first we came late. A lot of people came late, which I don't like. I'm like, if you're gonna play the sport, you have to respect the sport. You put your body on the line, show up on time, get ready, be with your team, be prepared, all of that shit. So loads of people came in late, which was already not doing. It was a no for me. It was a year where we had beaten a team 110 nothing. So I reckon a lot of the players were getting used to walking over people. And I remember Portsmouth scored, and
yeah.
it was one touchdown. Like there was loads of the game left, but it was one touchdown, and this dude broke. Like he just lost it. He was like, and I don't turn on teammates. Like I have a high tolerance for teammates, but that day I was like, nah, dog, you've lost me. That's it. That moment, I knew it was going to be an uphill battle to win that game,
Oh my.
just because of the attitude.
Oh,
So fight to the end attitude, or don't be on the field. That's my belief, which could be wrong, it could be extreme, but
no, I agree with that attitude. That makes sense. So, so that's the only time that's happened, or has there been any others?
not that I can remember, but I remember that one really antagonized me because I couldn't let it go. And I remember the thought process to myself was, "You've had life too easy," and I think that's what it was for me. Like, not that I'm like, "Woe is me," but as someone who's had to overcome a lot of stuff, it's like, bro, life's not easy. Like sometimes things don't go your way. Sometimes people score. Sometimes it's not how you wrote it. It's not the script, but
Yeah.
it's imperative that you keep fighting because you never know. So I just had no business for that. And I think coming from the Spartans where they they didn't know that they weren't gonna win. You know what I mean? Like we didn't know that we weren't gonna win. we never knew that we weren't gonna win.
Oh,
Like every game was winnable. So coming from that, I think it was just a double-edged sword. It was just the straw that broke camel's back. But I'm pretty sure there's multiple games that's happened. Attitude, I think that, and then not being focused,
okay.
like not knowing your assignment, that will really get on my nerves. Like if we've all been at practice and we all know where we need to be and you don't know, and then worse is that you don't admit that you know, we're gonna have problems because you're trying to be smarter than everybody else, and we all know the American football. Why I love this sport is if you mess up, there's tape. If you mess up, there's formation, there's shape. Everybody knows who it is. Some people are just too polite to tell you. Like people will walk up to you and be like, "Bro, like set a block," or "Bro, don't miss your tackle." But I will show up to you. I'll be like, "Bro, that was you." Like
Oh,
fix up. So does it make me a problematic teammate at times? Yeah. Does it cause beef sometimes? But I definitely do not like certain attitudes around
okay.
the game. And I've got to be more tolerant to that because everybody's different, you know. Maybe that's what motivates them, and maybe I wasn't slow enough to be like, that you're just being you. But yeah, 100%, 100%, it's attitude, attitude.
Okay, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna try and make it be very controversial with this question here. So, has there ever been a coach whose attitude you're just like, you're a dickhead. I don't even want to play for you again. Who is that coach?
Ooh, right now it's just by proxy. It isn't. It isn't. This coach isn't. It wasn't that they did something wrong. It was just out of everybody else, like, and all the different attitudes they had. It was like there was a game. Oh man, forgive me, Lord. Again, it was my old friend. It was my old fave. And I'm not even gonna say his name. I said his name one time already. I'm not gonna say his name again.
Okay.
But it was my old fave. We were playing a game, and before the game, I think he didn't believe in the. Like I said, this game was gonna be tough because they were a perfect checkmate for our scheme, right? But I don't think this guy believed in us enough. And I remember he gave a speech before the start of the game. I remember I'm all about attitude. I'm all about attitude, and I'm all about fight to the very end, just in case, right? And he came and he was like, he started off the speech with sometimes when you lose, and I think it was that moment after he said sometimes when you lose, my brain was like, nah, dog, fuck this.
Oh,
My brain was like, nah, fuck this. And yeah, once that happened, I was like, yeah, this day that was gonna be tough has just become
impossible.
even more impossible. So
Oh.
yeah, it's come from that. I'm not gonna give you names because, like I said, it was by proxy. It wasn't like the top that jumped straight off the top of my head, but it was one of those that I was like, yeah, nah, bro, no.
Okay. So
Just
what team were you playing for at that time?
this guy, like, all I'm gonna say is we were both there. We were both at this team at one point in our lives, so that would be the biggest clue that you get from it. But I remember that speech. I
Okay.
remember that.
Okay. Damn, that must have been one hell of a game.
Well, do you know what the funniest thing is? It wasn't the bloodbath that he expected it to be,
Oh,
or may I say, it wasn't the bloodbath that he perceived it to be. It was a lot closer than it was, and yeah, one or two mistakes or one or two things going our way, who knows?
would have changed it.
Who knows?
Okay.
So
Okay. So I'm not gonna lie. Has there ever been a player that you thought that would play to a high standard that just decided not to play to the standard that he normally plays at? Have you ever had that type of situation, or has it been that you've got a player that you don't have much faith in to be next to you or play on the field?
there's a few of those.
Oh, let's
There's
go.
a few. There's a few. I can't be listed. I can't be listed, bro. In fact, yeah, there's been so many. There's been so many that I don't even think I have time to list them. And I think what it is that I'm someone who I put people on pedestals, right? It's always I put you on a pedestal and it's like prove me wrong, you know. And sometimes it goes the other way where I'm like, nah, this guy's not gonna do a single thing, and they've proven me wrong. So either side of that pendulum is fine as long as if I'm doubting you and you prove me wrong, I'm 100%. I'll eat my medicine, put my hands up, and be like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were shit.
Yeah.
Other side is like when I expect you to be a certain level and you're messing up or you're messing up again, I'm gonna be like, bro, you're not who I thought you were. But there's been a few players like that I was like, dog, this guy should have. We should not be struggling with this player on the field, and we have. So yeah, 100%. There's been players like that, but I'm not gonna. Like I told you, that's a list where it's just too long. Like there's literally been one on every team.
Okay. So, all right. Seeing as the list is so long, who are the top three people that comes to your mind straight away when you think when you think of that?
But like players that didn't play up to where I put them in my head.
Yeah, or that have played an amazing game once and then like the next game is just absolute dog shit. I know there's three. There's definitely three names circling around your head right now, and you're trying to figure out if you need to say those names.
Yeah, it's not even that I need to say those names. It's like some of them I've mentally deleted. Like, like I'm not even gonna lie
Wow.
to you. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like there's them, but mind you, some of them have been like coming off the bench, so it could be a confidence issue. And of course, like after a while, when you play with a group of people, you get so used to the people that you play with. Like
Yeah.
like sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I'll be in the backfield playing safety, and I can see the tackle being made before it's made. Like I know that if they come through a gap, that this guy's got it. And there's other times where someone else will be there, and I'll be like,
I don't know.
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. I might have to come and secure this, or I might have to come and take care of this because you're not the guy. So yeah, I've had that. I've had that, man. I've had that a lot. And there's been players that have underperformed, or they've turned their attitudes off, or just I don't know. It's a tough game. Like I said, it's demanding sport. So I can't. Out of the top of my head, yeah. The more I start to try to think of them, the more they come and go in it. Like that's not who I normally focus on. I try to be extremely positive. So I normally look at the people that are hustling. I normally look at the people that are bringing out results. I look at the people that are making tackles, and even screw tackles sometimes, because they're not my favorite players. Like the players with the stat padders, they're not really my favorite. The
Yeah.
players that play a perfect game. Like sometimes, we're in American football, you can do everything right, and you can get no recognition. You can be on your guy every
Yep.
time. You can never mess up your assignment. You could be beating your guy like a drum and nobody sees it. But I do, because I'm a tape. I'm in love with tape, like watching tape. So I literally study every position, and I'm like, okay, cool. Sometimes I even steal from people. I'm like, wow, that was a good technique. Like, yeah, write that down. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Write that down. You know what I mean? So it's literally like that. But yeah, I don't really want to waste time on those people. Like I feel like they know who they are.
Okay.
That makes sense. They know who they are.
Okay. Cool. Look, I respect that in a lot, actually. I do. All right. So you did say recently that you obviously had major injuries playing this sport. You've ruptured your Achilles
Mhm.
and your patella.
Yep.
Now, I know sometimes it's hard to think back to those moments where it happened, but how? How did the Achilles one happen?
So the Achilles one was very, very freakish, but I'm starting to recognize the patterns. So during that time period, funnily enough, though, I'd put on a lot of weight. So I
Okay.
was going through a lot mentally, and like I said, I'm not ashamed about my mental health journey. But during that time period, especially, I was on antidepressants, and I was on a lot of different like things to try to help my head, right? And it accumulated to me gaining a lot of weight. I was 105 kilograms. Now, what had happened was I'd stopped up the year before. I was like 88. The next year I was 105. So yeah, it was
Wow.
a very different bodies, but I was still trying to do the same thing. So
Ah,
being a lot bigger and then trying to be explosive and trying to play a very high intense cardio based game was never going to happen. And before the injury happened, I remember having a thought that I was like, wow, I'm dehydrated. Getting tired. The next play, I'm going to come off and I'm going to get a drink, right? And I had come off the edge, and it was a lot of energy. I was dehydrated. I shouldn't have even tried that, but I came off the edge incredibly fast. The QB ran away from me. I was like, screw it, he's gone. And the Saints lineman, yeah, I'm gonna snitch on you. The Saints lineman pushed me in the back, right?
yeah.
And it wasn't an excessive push. It was just a
No.
now. My brain was 88 kg. My body was 105. My 88 kg brain said, "You can stop on a dime." My
Oh.
big buddy was like, my big buddy was like, "I dare you." I'm stupid, so I was like, "Sure, yeah, why not?" Boom! All I heard was thought someone kicked me. Turned around, I was like, "Why'd you kick me? Why'd you kick me?" And the guy walked up to me and went, "I think you did the same thing Kevin Durant did. You ruptured your Achilles."
Oh.
That was how I knew I ruptured my Achilles. I actually tried to run off of it. So immediately it happened, I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go back on. I'm gonna go back on. I'm gonna get that drink that I needed. I'm gonna jog. So I tried to jog up and down, up and down. It was until I sat down for a bit and the adrenaline wore off. I was like, yeah, this is
So,
bad. Because I felt like there was a hollow gap in my shoe. And I was like,
so
yeah, no, I've done something very bad here. So that was how I did the Achilles. My patella, which this was a sad story. We were meant to be off. It was like third and impossibly long. Third and possibly long. We had a he knows I'm gonna throw him under the bus. I always do when I check it. We had a rookie cornerback, right? I literally gave him the keys to the castle. I told him exactly where the play was. I told him exactly where he needed to be. I was like, bro, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get off the field because, like I said, same pattern. I was dehydrated. I needed
oh
that drink.
God.
you can see the same thing now, innit?
Yeah.
So now every time I get dehydrated, I'm like scoffing that water. But I was dehydrated. I was like, yeah, one more play, I'll come off the field. I was wearing the same shoes that I ruptured my Achilles in
Jesus. Okay.
because I was like, yeah, maybe it was just a fluke. And yeah, I went to make a tackle on this really big dude. Like he was very, very stout. Like so, and I come in too high. I planted my foot. I went to tackle him with a lot of force. He spun at the right time and just caught my leg that was trapped.
Oh,
And it felt like someone had slammed my knee with a hammer. And I was looking at my leg, and my leg went like that. And I was like, yeah, this is bad. So I held my knee up again, came off, and I was like, I was being myself. I was like, yeah, maybe I dislocated my patella. Turned out that I did not, because my patella was right where my quad was, like just where my quad ended. Most painful experience of my life, that one was. But that was it. So anyone who's listening to this that's playing American football, if you need a drink, get a drink.
damn.
Stay hydrated. Stay fluid.
Jesus. So
Stay moved.
so with those both of those injuries, how did you manage your mental state coming back, doing all the rehab to come back to get fit enough to play again?
Now, being a football player, like I said, one of my favorite things about this sport is the need to be in the gym. So doing that, like I've actually been doing fitness stuff longer than I've been playing football. So fitness, I've been doing 15 years. I started when I was 11 doing push-ups and sit-ups and all that shit. And then football, I started 10 years. But being on that fitness journey, you learn a lot about the body. You learn that you can grow muscle. You learn that you can support other parts of your body. You learn that if I work on my calves, it will help this. If I work on this, it will help this. So I was excited. In a sick, twisted way, I was like, okay, what can I do now to fix this situation? And then what made it even greater for me was they gave me a timeline. So with my Achilles, they were like, oh, it takes a year. And I was like, oh, a year? I was like, I bet. So I got into the gym. I started being super focused on it. Like, obviously, I took my time to heal. Yeah, I got proper focused on it. I was doing loads of physio. I was exercises that men aren't supposed to be doing. I was doing glute bridges, all of that,
Yeah.
leg extension clams, all the stuff that you'd feel embarrassed for doing. I had to do. And doing that, I learned that you can actually build back muscles. You can build back support groups. And then, yeah, that was just it. And my love for the game, like, having that desire to coming back made it easier for me to go to the gym. It gave me a focus point, gave me something to work towards. So it made it easier. Like I did my Achilles recovery in like 6 months. I was back. I went back on the field, and I was like,
Wow.
yeah, cool. I'm gonna do this again, and it's gonna be all good. And then with the patella was scarier, mainly because I was like, oh, it'll never happen again. And the patella, I didn't have the excuse of being on antidepressants, and then I didn't have the excuse of the weight. But what I did have was the knowledge that you can come back. What I did have was the gym work ethic. And what I
Yes.
did have was that desire to play. So I knew it was going to take a while. It was a slow process, but getting back onto the field and then making it happen, greatest motivator. That, and I also said to the team, don't worry, I'll be good. I'll be back. And when I say things, I don't like to just say them, because then you're just a guy who talks.
Yeah.
So the fact that I said that I'll be good and I'll be back, that was always in the back of my mind. The days when I was like, oh no, this is long, or the days that I was like, the days that it felt more impossible, I was like, nah, if you cross this hurdle, if you make this happen, then it's a big thing. It's a big thing. It again, like I said, because I wanted to help be a motivational speaker, and because I wanted to help motivate others, I was like, this is a great story. Like, so I started documenting my recovery. I linked it to some of my company work. I'm still doing that now, so that if anybody does find themselves in that situation, I'm giving like a play-by-play guidebook as to how to come back from it, which is, again, been a very, very interesting experience. And this is spoiler. This is a big scoop for you, because on my page on my page on the journey, they don't know that I finished the recovery. Like on the journey, they don't know
Oh,
that. So what they're seeing, they're intentionally still a few months behind.
behind.
Yeah. Because I'm back. I played. I'm still playing. I'm back. I'm making it happen. I can still do it. I can still play to a level that's respectable. Because I said to myself, if I did come back and I couldn't hang, or I was a detriment to the team, I wouldn't play. So being able to be back and being at a level where I can
Do the things.
handle the workload, it's been very, 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 very it's been good for my mental health, man. It felt like a challenge overcome. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay, that's yeah. Congrats, congrats,
Nah,
because
man, nah, I
there's a
shouldn't have done it in the first place.
there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that have gotten injured and have not been able to get back to the standard that they've been before. Only a couple few that have been able to
Mind you
really do it.
though, mind you though, it did not come without sacrifices. You know, not working for those months does not come with you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got my limbs back. Yeah, I got back playing, but I took some L's that I'm still
yeah.
recovering from. So it wasn't without its setbacks. It wasn't without its issues. You know, it wasn't without its negatives, so to speak. But knowing that if I overcome this, I can go back to doing what I love, what made it so much easier. It was like, yeah, cool, don't pay me. Yeah, cool,
Yeah.
let me be here. Like, yeah, cool, let me look like a bum. Yeah, cool, let me be all of this. Like, let me get back to what I need to do to clear my head. And yeah, that's where we are. That's why we're back here. That's how we're doing it again. So it hasn't come without its challenges. To anyone that's in that situation, like I said, you're gonna take L's. Don't try to run around the L's.
Yeah.
Don't try to run around the pain. Don't try to run around none of that. Just go through it. You have to go through it and all the way through. But it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Even not even just the walking around again. The knowledge of knowing that there's things to do. If you've broken a shoulder, if you haven't gotten up, I promise you, there is things that you can do to patch yourself back together. So
Okay. So all right. So we're gonna go into a sort of happy mode from now